Hi, so we're here with Birmingham Review with the Twang ahead of your Godiva set. Are we looking forward to it?
Very much so, yeah.
Very much.
It's going to be good. We haven't been here. I think we played it in 2009, didn't we?
It was about 2009.
Yeah, when it first kind of came about.
Yeah.
We've not been back since, so yeah, looking forward to it.
Looking forward to it. And you play quite a lot of festivals, don't you? Is that something, like an atmosphere that you feel comfortable with?
Well, yeah, it's a chance to win some people over, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think that's what bands do, don't they? I don't think there's many that don't do festivals really. But yeah, it's good.
Yeah, is it a different atmosphere to your gigs, you feel? Bringing in a new
Definitely,
crowd?
because as I say, it's a chance to win people over, isn't it?
Yeah.
They might have a preconception about you, so whereas at your gig, it's a given that they're going to go nuts, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, and but it's a chance to try and win them over, yeah. So I revel in it.
Looking forward to winning over some of the audience in Coventry.
Yeah, it should
If
be
you
good.
haven't already won them over, it's close enough to Birmingham, I think, for people to enjoy you.
Yeah.
I'd like to think.
Yeah, I think there'll be a few people that know us that would have made the journey anyway. So.
I think definitely.
Oh, fucking hell.
Just add a bit of a spillage, have we? Lovely little spillage.
Spilt me latte on my leg.
Oh, is it a latte as well?
No.
Expensive coffee.
It's a Kronenberg, but I hide the beers from Phil because it's only 3 o'clock. So I tell him I've just poured
bit
a
later.
latte.
I honestly thought he was drinking a latte.
He shouts at me if I start drinking too early.
I mean, you could definitely pass it as a latte.
There's got to be a drink.
Well, there was a head on it then.
Yeah.
There was a head
bit
on
of a
it, so
froth.
it did look a bit like a latte.
Yeah. Not so
I've
much
just
now, a
spilled,
bit
I've
yellow.
just spilled some on my leg.
Yeah.
Burnt my leg.
You can keep it for later.
Yeah.
Just save it on there. And you've just released a new single every time, which I think is a bit of a different sound for you guys. It's a little bit more, a lot of the modern indie coming out recently is almost very electro 80s synth. Is that something that you thought about before you released it?
No, it's just where it ended up
Yeah.
when we were recording it, and I don't think it's 80s electro synth either. But I
Yeah.
mean, it just took itself to that place, and,
Yeah.
we went with it, and we were, we realised it was different, but it felt
Right.
It felt right, so
Yeah.
we went with it. Yeah.
I mean, we did this kind of, we said, is it a bit too different for our... You've got to just do what you do, don't you? You know,
Yeah.
and do what feels right. And
We spent a long time writing, and that was one of the last songs to. The last record came out in like 2014, so it's been 5 years in the making, this album. So
Yeah.
it had gone through many stages. But we just chuck them up in the air really, and the initial
Yeah.
idea was John's, and it was virtually finished. It was a full recorded idea that he'd done, and we just took it into the studio, and it come out like that.
Came out like
go
that.
dirty my hands are from lugging the gear.
Oh, is it all
We
gathered?
loaded our own van today with our gear.
Oh, you haven't got a roadie? They're making you load your own stuff. What's that about?
Look how clean mine are.
You can't get the staff, can you? You can't get the staff.
He makes us load the gear in Phil.
No.
Look at his hands.
No.
And look
I
at my
won't
hands.
wash my hands before we leave it.
Put your
Did
hands
I go and
down.
wash my hands before we
No.
leave it?
He stands
I
at
did,
the side.
Yeah.
And they were much dirtier than that. Fuck all either. half a day.
Half a day's work. He'll be making you load it back in after, won't he? You're going to be
Huh?
making him load it back in.
Stu, the
after.
guitarist, is loading it back in.
Yeah, straight back in.
Oh, loading it back in, man. We load the gear back in. Like. That's how we load it here.
Just stumbling back. Try not to drop anything.
Yeah.
So in terms of the new album, is that kind of new single that you've released every time something that we can expect for the rest of the album, or is that more of a one-off?
Well, about a year ago, our other singer, Saunders, who'd been with us from the
Yeah,
start, left. Well, he'd actually kind of left in 2014.
Okay.
But he kept on doing gigs with us, but he
Yeah.
stopped writing with us. So that was a big change that we weren't, because he was a big part of what we did. And then we started working with Kat and Rio, these two girls, and yeah, we got them in the studio and saw what happened. Again, just threw it up in the air, and that's what happened. And we're happy,
You're happy with the album?
Yeah, no, we're really happy.
Yeah.
As I say, it's took a long time, and it's been through many different phases, and we've been. I mean, it was probably 80% of it was ready about 2 years ago, and we were half considering just putting it out there, but we made a decision to take stock and try and
To
write
bide
some
your
more,
time a
and
little
then
bit.
just make sure it was right. I feel like it had to be right just for mine and his
Well-being, for your
well-being,
sake.
for our sanity really, that we had to get it right. And we was just talking in the van on the way up, and we really do feel, we feel like we've got it, don't we? And it's, you know,
It feels like lately as well, I know Phil's just said like we've made sure that we've this and that, but it feels as well like things are just kind of falling into place. We're not, I don't know, things are just flowing, like the girls, Saunders left and the girls came on board, and it's just changed the whole kind of
dynamic.
and the vibe of the band really, and just another, behind the scenes things have happened, and just natural, and we've just things that we've not really planned or
Got
tried
management
to.
as well that have really been helping.
Always helps.
Yeah.
But and Dawkins, who's an ambassador for this city, isn't he?
Yeah.
He's got on board and started working with us again, and he's been really influential in the record, in the process of the record, and helping us cull all these ideas that we had, because we'd amassed like, I don't know, so many. I know it's a bit wanky when bands sit here and go, we had like 100 tunes, but we had like, we had a good like amount of songs to pick from, and he came in and helped us whittle it down to like 15, 16 tracks that we, focused on, and got that down to the 11 that's going to be on the record. And
Blood, sweat and tears we've put into this next record, literally, haven't we, Phil?
Blood, sweat and tears.
Blood,
I don't
sweat
know about
and
the
tears.
blood, but
There's
I
been
bet-
sweat and tears.
I bet there's
Yeah.
been blood along the way, some of the Wednesday clubs.
yeah, there has,
Yeah, wait to see how tonight goes. Maybe there'll be again. Bit more blood, bit more sweat, bit more tears.
I hope there's no blood.
Did you see the Foles
What
geezer
tears?
with
I
the
don't
blood?
really want to be
Yeah, I
breaking
saw that, and
down.
his
The
hand.
Foles guitarist, what did he do?
Yeah, wasn't his hand like bleeding everywhere?
He had blood all down
Yeah.
his
Needs
cheek.
a longer pick.
Yeah, like or a pick in general. I'm pretty sure he didn't have
Was
one.
it just his hand was just bleeding?
Yeah, it was his fingertips.
Oh, it was probably a tiny cut then at the end of his thumb that bled, and he probably just, as he was playing, like flicked it onto his
Yeah,
top.
it's gone everywhere. Gives a bit of a cool vibe though.
Oh, it looked great.
Yeah.
I thought Foles were brilliant.
Yeah,
They were really good.
Amazing.
What were some of your top acts at Glastonbury?
Foles were amazing.
Agreed.
Thought Slow Tie was good.
Yeah, I thought that. That new album, Is It Nothing Good About Britain?
Yeah.
Really good, I
Thought
thought.
he was good. Who else did I watch? Thought The Streets was pretty mad.
Yeah, they were always great.
I love the streets.
yeah, same.
Crackers.
Skinner's brilliant.
Who did I watch that I thought was really good?
I like Good, the Bad and the Queen.
I haven't seen that yet. It's on my catch up to
I
watch.
just thought Damon Albarn. I think Damon Albarn's just. He went at one point. I was like, he's nuts, man. I love, like with Mike Skinner and with Damon Albarn, they were like, you could see that they were fucking half losing it. I don't know whether it's an act, a good act, but
It definitely
Damon
helps.
Albarn was just. He's real, ain't he, man?
Yeah,
He's a proper musician,
big
proper
Blur
like.
fan.
I do like Blur, yeah.
Big fan of Blur or Oasis. It's always been Blur for me.
I don't know. I think like as time goes by, Blur, you can't fucking not Blur,
You
can you?
can't.
You listen to some of the. I thought they were bloody playing Glastonbury this year. I was telling them this is what Blur were playing Sunday night. Got there and it was a
I
cure.
think what Oasis did though is, I say this so many times, I've said it so much over the years, but I think what Oasis did was made it seem possible for lads like us to
definitely.
to do it. It made it seem like
Yeah.
they felt like they were from the same place. Do you know what I mean? And like,
Blur were more arty, weren't they? And
Yeah, they
although
did
I
a lot of
loved,
work like
I
that.
loved Blur, and I wasn't,
Yeah.
it wasn't one or the other for me. I
Yeah.
loved both, but I think Oasis definitely had the bigger influence over us as a group of friends and as a group of
Yeah. A lot more attainable.
lads. That they made it seem possible.
So we're going to have a little chat about Birmingham, because this is Birmingham Review.
Yeah.
You take a lot of Birmingham bands on tour with you, Sugar Thief, Ivory Wave, who have now exploded massively, not just in Birmingham. I think they played Isle of Wight not that long ago. Do you think there's something in the water for indie in Birmingham? Because it seems to be that the same kind of sounds and your influence over Birmingham has really resonated, and a lot of bands really take that to heart.
I don't think we've had any influence over them. I think that I've always took an interest on what was coming up. So when Swim Deep and Peace were breaking, well, when I first heard about them, I put them on straight away with us. Quite a big show. And I remember standing side of stage and saying to our manager at the time, who managed editors as well, I was saying, you've got to sign, you've got to get on board with these because they're going to happen. You could just tell everything about them. Considering they'd not played a venue that size before, both bands went and nailed it. Like, so, and then recently, Sugar Thief, I think are really good.
Brilliant band.
So I took an interest in them, and Swim Deep have just put Sugar Thief on their 3 nights at the. They've done one of the 3 nights at the Sunflower, didn't they? So yeah, I really like Sugar Thief. I think Sugar Thief got the whole package.
Definitely.
Like, I think I think they're gonna fly.
Yeah.
So.
Do you think that, because I've been to like a few different places and I always talk about the Birmingham scene quite fondly because there is this kind of camaraderie in Birmingham that I don't really think you get in many other cities. It's a very tight-knit community. Was that something that you felt when you were first starting out?
So, without sounding, we weren't ever really part of any kind of
separate.
Kind of kept ourselves to ourselves. Really.
Yeah.
We had our own group of friends outside of music who we knocked about with, and then when we did a gig, they'd come and watch us, and we never really hung about with bands at the time.
I think like if when you say that we did this, I think really it was like Peace and Swim Deep.
Yeah.
It is
the
a
B-Town thing did more probably than we
I love
did.
Jaws as well.
Jaws are brilliant.
Jaws were another
But
band.
Jaws were part of it, weren't
Jaws
they?
were another band that we put on with us,
Yeah.
And Superfood at the time, we used to give
also
them some
great.
gigs, and we used to let them use our room and stuff.
So we're a bit of a slightly before all that, the B-Town thing. We'd kind of been going for a few years before that.
Jaws we used to let Jaws use our studio for a few years. They was in our room, weren't they? I think Jaws are amazing.
They are really, and they've done so well for themselves as well.
I think they're one of the best bands to come out of Birmingham in the last few years.
Yeah,
I
definitely.
think Connor is a proper songwriter, and really believable. Just a beautiful band, man.
So do you
Really
feel
good.
that the Birmingham scene has changed then since you kind of not grew out of it, but kind of left it, or you weren't kind of part of it? Do you think it has changed quite a lot?
I don't mean to sound hot. I think that everyone, the bands that were around when we were breaking, we just didn't know them. It wasn't like we weren't like friends or weren't friendly, but we weren't part of the scene.
Yeah.
There were some good bands, like My Dad Hitler were amazing. And Jimmy ended up playing guitar with us for a year or so. Around, I don't know what year was that, 2011?
I think kind of times changed a bit from when you had a lot of like, I think the style of music changed. As I said, but the style of like Peace, their guitar sound and that, just it changed there. And when we were coming out, we were different to most of the bands we played with. There was loads of like old like Ocean Colour Scene, moddy type bands, and it was just a bit like
because editors had started flying, everyone started sounding like editors.
Yeah.
I think the true pioneers of the Birmingham music scene are Truemaker.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
I believe that they started all of that B-Town thing, and
Started the ball rolling.
I think that it was one of Truemaker that put me on to Swim Deep and Peace.
Yeah.
Matt, the keyboard player,
Oh, okay.
who's a great lad. But I think that the way that they dressed was the way that Peace started dressing, and the way that Sammy, the singer, I mean, he's still putting on the coolest nights in Birmingham, with Moho and
That is true, yeah.
and Holiday and that, he's still like a massive part of Birmingham's music culture, the scene. I think Sammy is, one of the reasons why those bands exist.
Yeah.
That band, and and obviously Jeff, and God bless and all that. It's like I think they're a really important band if you're talking about Birmingham.
Yeah. Do you think that this kind of, because there is a sense where a lot of Birmingham bands always have a particular sound. I find that you can kind of tell in the scene that there's this group of kind of like B-Town bands. Do you think that's a positive thing? That a lot of bands are kind of floating towards that almost jangly indie sound? Or do you think that kind of makes it difficult for bands to make it from Birmingham now?
I don't really understand what you mean. I think if you're in a band, you can only do what you're. I think if you start trying to like sound like someone, if you think, oh, I really love Wild Beasts, we're going to try and do that, you end up, it ends up like, you know.
I know what you mean. I know what she means though, because that band, who was the band that played in Russia with us last week?
Briskers,
They've
yeah.
got that sound, haven't they?
Yeah, there's so many bands in Birmingham at the moment who are so similar to like Sugar Feet, Ivory Wave, Briskers, who are kind of the top three, I would say, at the moment, kind of doing the rounds. And I think it can be a little bit difficult.
What about the Cosmics?
I love the Cosmics. They've just released their EP, which is absolutely phenomenal. They're very different, I think, for Birmingham. I don't think there's too many bands. There's like Table Scraps and bands like that, but I think the Cosmics are brilliant.
Well, and I know the, what's his name? The lad from Table Scraps, the guitarist. He was in the big band.
Oh, I don't know his name.
I know, I've met him, I think. I know who you're on
Great
about, but I
lad,
don't know
he
his
is.
name.
Oh, that's going to annoy me.
It'll come back
And
to you.
I feel bad because...
Terry.
No, I feel bad because I get on quite well with the lad and he's... I can't fuck with him.
We'll insert the name like here.
But, yeah.
Just having
He's
a
cool,
think.
he is.
He's lovely.
He's cool.
Really nice guy. And they're doing really well as well. There's kind of this
Right,
underground
I'll have to go
scene.
and phone and look, mate.
Have a look.
He'll be under the big bang.
No,
he will.
don't look. You've forgotten his name, Phil, and
Yeah,
that's
that's
it.
fucking bad though. That's rude, isn't it?
What we'll do is we'll edit this bit out. So you
Scott.
can just... Scott, there we go. Scott Big
He's
Bang.
cool, he is.
Nice lad.
He's cool. Yeah, great lad. Great lad. Great guitarist as well.
Brilliant
Refilm
guitarist.
it now and say
No, you don't.
table
You don't need
scraps.
to refilm
Table
that.
scraps.
No.
Well, you know, my memory's a bit shot. Let's move on.
That's alright. Moving on straight from that. We'll just kind of let that flow. It's fine. We got his
He's a
name
good lad.
eventually.
He's been around, you know, for years
Yeah.
in great bands. So cool. Their drummer's cool, ain't she as well?
Yeah.
They
Really
look
lovely.
good, man. They do.
They did a playlist recently full of like Birmingham music that was really great. I think there is a lot going on at the moment.
See, I bet he didn't put the twang in it. So like,
I think the Twang were on there actually.
Were they?
I think they were.
Oh shit.
I think your new single was on there.
I
On the what?
feel extra bad now.
Oops.
Nah, good laddies. But yeah, what did you ask then? Sorry.
Oh yeah, we've gone on a bit of a tangent. I was just talking about the Birmingham scene in general, and just do you think that this kind of constructed sound that Birmingham has at the moment is a good or a bad thing? But I think we've kind of covered that really.
Yeah, we have, yeah.
I think it is a bit of both. We've kind of done the long way round with that, haven't we? But in terms of your album, comes out, is it November?
November. Yeah.
November, yeah.
We'll go with
What are
that.
you kind of expecting from that? Because I know you said it's a bit different. You released a
We've got
single.
no expectations. I think that's one of the biggest things with the band now, that we haven't got that expectation
Yeah.
anymore. You know, because you're setting yourself up for. We just want to stay friends.
Keep doing what you're doing.
Keep doing what we're doing. Well, we're not friends yet, but
Talking
try and
friends. We're not friends.
Stay like on talking terms.
Yeah.
And keep doing what we're doing, because it's not you give a right to be in a band doing your thing, is it? Playing
Yeah.
to be, you know, and pulling big crowds and that. So like, we feel lucky, man.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. I think it's gonna go. I think they're gonna like it.
And we'd
I
like
think
to have a
so.
huge hit with it, obviously.
Yeah. Selling millions
We would,
worldwide.
yeah. That's what I would.
That's your
But
goal
just
with
getting
it.
by.
That your expectation, or not
But
quite?
yeah. What will be, you know. It's like, I think the record that we've made is potentially the best work we've done ever.
Oh, okay.
I was listening to it yesterday, and there's nothing on it that when you listen to the tracks you think, oh, this one's a little bit. Every tune is.
Everyone says
strong.
that, don't they? And I would be, you know, part of me would not want to say that in an interview, you know, but the truth is, I think we've learned from our mistakes, you
Yeah,
know.
there's nothing wrong with saying
So I
that.
think with this record, what we've done is made sure, and we've really cooled it down to
Yeah.
like tracks that we all agree on, because with albums before, we put stuff on just because it was recorded, it was there, we thought, it's got to go on, but we hadn't all agreed. I think there's been a consensus with me and John that we're like, we're in agreement, aren't we, with the
Yeah.
record, and that's important.
Do you think that'll give it a bit of longevity as well?
But I think it will stop me from punching my pillow at night. Do you know what I mean?
Like, why did we put that on the album?
Fuck, I've got a fox in a park and I'm not fucking no. I feel like we've learned from I don't want to be derogatory to the records we've made,
Yeah.
because there are a time and a place, aren't they? But like,
I think they've aged very well.
I think that we've learned from the mistakes that we feel we've made.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that when it's out, I'm never going to listen to it myself.
Mm-hmm.
We'll sing it every every night
Yeah.
when we're playing and that, but like, it's not like I sit at home listening to the twang, do you know what I mean? So it's
You
not like,
do.
Oh, that's all you listen
do.
to.
like,
I went round his house the other night. I went round his house, knocked
you've
on
not
the
been
door,
around my house for fucking years.
and I could hear.
I don't even know
I could hear
where I live.
I could hear either way coming from
I don't
upstairs.
think you know where I live.
And I thought the kids were playing either way upstairs. The kids were sat
Where
watching
do
the
you
TV. Phil was upstairs in the room. He had
He
it
was
on
watching
full
you through the
blast.
window.
He hasn't been round my house.
No,
Don't
he
know
was
where
stood
I live.
outside in the street.
He's not allowed round my house. My missus don't like him.
No. Oh, here we go. We're getting into the nitty gritty
He's
now.
not allowed.
No, you're not allowed. Maybe
He
if
has
she
to
likes
wait-
the new
He
record
has to wait down the road.
I have to
Yeah.
stand at the end of the drive.
with a pair of binoculars.
Yeah.
That's how you saw that the kids were
And
downstairs.
he sends the kids out. He says, Daddy said.
Get off my
Then
drive.
I have to say, well, tell him.
But yeah.
Well, brilliant. Thank you very much for sitting down and talking with me.
Oh, it's called If Confronted Just Got Mad.
Yes, it is, and it comes out in November. Make sure you get it. And if you haven't listened to New Track every time, make sure you don't. It's brilliant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Check the
Little
video,
bit of plugging.
check the video.
Check out the video.
Video's
Also a very
cool.
good video. So thank you very much for sitting down with me. This has been the Twang.